Hey everyone, it's April 28th, 2019. Welcome to Sunday Night Soul Time. I'm so glad that you're here with me. You know, I have a really powerful week coming up for myself. I am moving after 12 years of being in New York back to California, which is where I'm from. So in the next week or so, my scenery around me might start to look a little bit different, but I'm really excited. And I hope that you all have exciting things going on in your life. It's been so nice to hear from some of you. I thank you for that. And I thank you for your feedback and just expressing your gratitude for these videos. You know, I really wanted to reiterate my purpose and intention in doing these because I had someone reach out to me that said, hey, when are you going to start talking about soul purpose? Which for any of you that know my work, I wrote a book last year about my journey to finding soul purpose, which included leaving a 20-year career in advertising and marketing behind and completely transforming my life and stepping into this work I'm doing now. And yes, I'll be so happy to share more about that in the upcoming weeks. But the way that I go about these videos and my intention behind them was to serve the community that I have been a part of for so much of my adult life. You know, I spent 20 years in advertising and marketing. And so when I tuned in and thought about how can I best serve these amazing group of women that are still like fighting the good fight in the corporate world, for me, what I remembered when I was walking in your shoes was that Sunday nights, that kind of Sunday night to Monday morning was always really tricky for me. For me, I just started to feel a lot of anxiety, a lot of dread, a lot of worry, a lot of stress. And so my intention with these was to just be a breath of fresh air for you and hopefully bring you some healing, some guidance, you know, anything to just help you start the week off from a healthy, empowered place. And so I just tune in each week and see what feels right, what will most serve, and I follow that guidance. And sometimes that guidance also comes from your feedback. So feel free to keep sharing it. But yes, I will share more about soul purpose in the week ahead because soul purpose is more about your life's spiritual journey. We're all on one. And so I think that'll be really valuable. So thank you for the person that sent that feedback. But I do want tonight to continue our conversation about self-love and about boundaries. Tonight, the healing meditation that we are going to do is really going to focus on clearing the womb center, which is where, as women, we hold all that self-loathing, self-punishment, lack of self-worth energy. So we're going to really go in and clear out lifetimes of it. And we're also going to focus on clearing the ancestral lines to any lack of self-love that you've inherited, because that's a very powerful energy too, but you can clear it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. But first, I wanted to continue a bit about boundaries because I know it's a complicated topic. I know it's not always easy. So I wanted to remind you of a few things. First, boundaries, there are no right or wrong on boundaries. So any black and white, I would say like duality, comparison, any heaviness that you're bringing into it, try to rid yourself of that. Try to instead use boundaries as a way to get to know and understand you better, as a way to empower yourself more, as a way to take care of you, but live your authentic truth in a more powerful way. And so with that, you know, boundaries are completely personal to you. So don't apologize for your boundaries. Don't apologize for your needs, but first get clear and tune in on what they are. And as I said last week, a really important way to do that is to get clear on your values. Get clear on your values, right? And again, you don't have to explain your values to anyone. Your values are your values. You get to have them. And then take these values and look at each area of your life and truly like close your eyes, tune in, and just let your heart and intuition guide you. And you can ask, where do I need to set more healthy boundaries? What areas of my life can I put in healthier boundaries that are going to be better serve me and my happiness and fulfillment, because that matters and that's important. And see what information you receive. You might receive a little at a time, but I promise you, when you start to bring in boundaries as an intention and a conscious practice, things are going to show up. The universe has a way of bringing situations in your life that are going to like really show you, oh my gosh, I need to set a boundary here. And again, you don't need to apologize for your boundaries. Your boundaries are entirely of your own making, and whatever you feel you need to set is okay. And that's personal space, emotional boundaries, well-being, you know, mental, whatever it is, it's okay. And so what came up is, at first glance, and I will tell you, I agree with you on this, some can feel impossible. A lot of time comes to time. I need more time to work out. I need more time for self-care. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. So what happens is, when your heart is the truth to who you are. This is kind of, you know, ego voice. This will usually trick you a little. Heart is your truth. When you know in your heart that there is a boundary, something that you need more of, or something you need to set that is for your own well-being, there is a path to that, I promise. The universe does not place truths, knowings, inclinations in your heart center, not here, heart center, there's not a path to. Universe isn't cruel. It's not there to trick you. It puts things here because there's a path to it. So when you say, it's not possible, you can completely block yourself from receiving and being able to put that need in place, that boundary in place. So the first thing is, don't block yourself. Instead, shift your perspective, okay? And say, what if this wasn't true? What if this was possible? And through that, that's step one, you open yourself up to the idea and you open yourself up to receiving help with it, okay? So first step is throw out things are impossible. If it's here, it's possible. And instead, I know this must be possible. And just open yourself up to the idea that this is possible, okay? Step two is to ask for help. So you can ask for help to those that are close around you. You can also ask the universe for help, or however, you know, you define the higher power in your life. I call it universe. Ask universe, I know in my heart, I really need this. I know that what you place in my heart, there's always a way to. Please show me the way. I am asking for your help, okay? Step two, ask for help. Step three, be open to receiving that help in whatever form it comes. To receive that help, you need to be present, you need to be aware, you need to pay attention, and you also need to rid your mind of any ways that you think it's going to happen, and just be open at the highest level to receiving this guidance, receiving this help in any way, shape, or form. It might not be what you originally thought it's going to look like, so let go of your kind of stringent attachments to that and be open to receiving the help. I promise you it will come. And then step four is be willing to act on the help, willing to take action. So step one, you got to remain open. Get rid of the impossibles. Get rid of that idea and pretend it's possible. Two, ask for help. Ask those around you. Ask the universe. Three, be open to receiving that help in any way, shape, or form. Four, take action based on what's provided. Okay? So that's what you do there. And I hope that that helps you, and I hope you feel open to it. If you have questions, you know, of course, DM me. I'm here, or email me as well. I'm here to help you. And so I really want to get deeper into self-love, and we're going to do that via the meditation. And again, what I urge you to continue to do, and, you know, talking about soul purpose, self-love is your soul purpose journey in life, meaning that your life is a reflection of what you think about yourself, how much you love yourself, and how you treat yourself. Everything is a reflection of that. So please, as much as you can, and, you know, if you want, if this is a journey that you want to take, continue to just witness, look at, and understand, and be observant of all the ways that you love yourself or don't love yourself, the thoughts you have, the feelings you have about yourself, and otherwise. You know, I once did an exercise where I was able to tune into how I think about my physical body, and knowing in the yogi tradition, you know, you have your physical body, you have your etheric body, which is where your chakras are. And then you have your mental body, which is where you store all your thoughts. And then you have your emotional body, which is where you store your emotions. And if this is running over your head, no worries. But I was doing an exercise to tune into each of these four bodies and, you know, what kind of state I was in with it. And when I tuned into my physical body, I felt like I was tuning into a woman cowering in the corner because she'd been beaten so much. I started to cry. And that was such a turning point for me. And it happened at a time several years ago where I started gaining a lot of weight and into the body that I have now. When I was younger, I was very skinny, and it was very hard for me to come around with this because I had so many, my identity was so tied to a certain body image. Now it's like so silly when I think about it, but it is what it is. And I know so many of us go through it. And my teacher at the time said, Jessica, what if you're growing into the body that you're meant to have? What if you're growing into the body that is meant to be your body for the work you're doing and otherwise? And it just got me into so many different ways of thinking and how hard we on ourselves. And then, skinny, good, fat, bad, all these things. But the point is, I had been like beating myself up. And it finally got me into a place of just really looking at each part of my body, looking in the mirror and trying to truly love each part of my body. Some days it's easier than others, and it's still a work in progress. But really, as much as you can, my point is continue to intend to tune in to truly where you're at with love of yourself. Because awareness is the first step in any work that you do, in any soul work. Awareness. And once you have that awareness, you can take actions to love yourself more. You can stop the negative self-talk and tell yourself you love yourself. You can look in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself. You can consciously, the part of my body I dislike the most, my stomach. You can hug your stomach and tell it you love it. There are things you can do. And, look at me, it's still work, right? But it's the action, it's the practice of self-love that matters. And we're all on this journey together. And it's a lifelong one for most of us. So continue with the work. And that's all I'm going to say on that for now. So let's start to tune in to this meditation. I'm really excited for this one. This is going to really clear out just a lot of self-loathing that you've been holding, if you've been holding any of it, or holding it from the ancestral lines as well. So if you're not in a comfortable place, pause this video and go find it. And again, just sit somewhere comfortable where you won't be disturbed. Again, I don't suggest you lay down, but you don't need to sit straight up either. Just try to be comfortable. And I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of water before we get started. Okay. And close your eyes with me now. And let's just do some deep grounding breaths. Breathe in through your nose and release. Breathe in and release. Breathe in and release. Just make sure you're comfortable. Relax your head. Give yourself, your neck, permission to relax. Your shoulders, relax. Your chest, relax. Your back, relax. Your stomach, relax. Your legs, your knees, your ankles, your feet. You are relaxed now. Take in that affirmation. I am relaxed now. Just be willing in this meditation to let go of everything that no longer serves you. And we're going to call in the light of healing now. And you can do this with me via your imagination. Your imagination is powerful. And so I want you to imagine that there's a beautiful ball of golden light above your head. And this light has the power to just cleanse and clear anything that's not in service of your highest good and light. And this light starts to enter in through the top of your head, clearing and cleansing your mind, your neck, your shoulders, your back, your chest, your stomach, your pelvis, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet. And this light pours out the bottom of your feet and it goes down to the center of the earth. And there it meets a beautiful white light. It's the most purest light you've ever seen. Feel your oneness with it. And this light comes up, it bounces back up, and it just comes up through the bottom of your feet, up your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, and it goes up through your stomach, up through your chest, and it starts to just pour and flood out like a waterfall out the center of your heart. And it circles around you 360 degrees. And now you're just going to expand it, because as you do, you open yourself up to release, healing, and letting go. And so just imagine that this light covers the entire room you're in, the entire home or building you're in, the entire city you're in, the entire state you're in, the entire country you're in. And now it goes out across the entire globe. And just sit here for a moment and just feel your oneness. And now I want you to imagine above your head, there's a beautiful waterfall of violet light. And this is the light of transmutation. Just imagine and pretend that this light can clear out and release any fear that's stuck anywhere in the body, particularly as it relates to self-punishment, a lack of self-love, self-loathing, a lack of self-worth in any kind. And this waterfall of light, it's like a beautiful violet, it's sparkling. Just imagine it's just showering you right now. It's showering the whole outside of your body and just rinsing away anything that's not self-love. And then imagine now that it enters in through the top of your head and it comes in and at first clears your mind of any negative beliefs about yourself, any negative thoughts, any thought patterns on repeat that are just harmful to you, and it just clears them out now. It clears them out. And then it goes down into your neck and into your throat. And here, it releases all the ways in which you're fearful of speaking your truth because you don't believe your truth is valid. And so it wipes that all away, clears it out, clears it out. And then this beautiful violet light goes into your heart, and all the different pain, all the trauma, all the self-abuse that you've inflicted on yourself, that's stored like scar tissue in your heart, is released and unlocked now. released and unlocked. And then this light goes down into your upper stomach, into your power chakra, and all the ways that you don't own and claim your power and don't believe in your power, in your strength, all the ways that you act weak when you're not is cleared away now. And now this light is going to go deep into your womb center, and it's going to stay there for a while. And so I want you to imagine that from the base of your spine, it's just flooding. It's like flooding, like an empty vase is now being filled with this violet water, this liquid light, and it's just rising up, and it's just covering the entire inside of your stomach, and everything that's there is just flooding it completely. And so anything at all that is not self-love can no longer stay here. Any past pain, past trauma, everything of self-punishment, a lack of self-worth is being released now permanently and completely across all lines of time, realities, dimensions, and just feel this purple liquid water light filling up. It's now, you're filled up all the way to the top of your stomach. And just let it continue to rise and just coat the entire inside of your body, every cell, every organ, your bones, everything. It's just flooding and clearing out. Anything that is not self-love is asked to go. This no longer has a place in your life. And you are willing to release it, And at the same time that this is happening, I want you to imagine that a beautiful kind of like triangle shape of geometric healing just starts to anchor around you and surround you like a protective, beautiful shield. And I want you to imagine that this beautiful container that you're now just kind of resting in also has the power to just release and help you let go of anything that's not in alignment with self-love. And you can see it almost, it's kind of like a prism, if you will. And it just surrounds you now. And I want you to just start to imagine that as it spins in a counterclockwise direction, that any past life experiences where you learned not to love yourself, any experiences in this life where you learned that you're not worthy, anything at all that you've adopted in your time at all, where you have just learned not to love yourself and hold yourself in the highest regard, is just unlocked. And it's unlocked by this spinning around you, this kind of sacred temple prism. And it just spins around faster and faster in a counterclockwise fashion. And just be willing to release everything that is not in alignment with your highest good and highest light. Anything at all. And just be willing to release and just continue to focus on your breath. And just take in these affirmations as you release all of this old energy that no longer serves you. I deserve love and respect. And I receive that through first loving and respecting myself. I know that my reality is a reflection of how much I love and respect myself. I choose to have love in my life, but it starts with me. I start by loving and respecting and honoring myself deeply every day via every thought, every emotion, every action. I release negative self-talk now. I release beating myself up now. I release criticizing myself now. None of this serves me anymore. And today is the first day of a new life for myself because I release this part of myself with love and compassion. But I say no more. I say no more. And I choose to live in the highest honor, love, and regard of myself. I choose to love every single part of myself, even the parts I feel or perceive to be flawed. I will love them enough until I see that they were perfect and always have been. I choose and I affirm this and I decree this in the highest light, the highest good, and the highest love of all. And so it is. And just do a few deep breaths with me. Let's just continue this release. And as you breathe in, really breathe in all the light that's around you. And as you release, just, really let it go. So breathe in and release. Again, breathe in and release. Again, breathe in and release. And now we're just going to continue to let this finish up and just finish what it's doing. And at the same time, we're just going to now flood you with so much good new self-energy, self-love energy, compassion energy. And so what I want you to imagine now, you've done this one before, so just imagine it again, that a huge rainbow of light is just coming at you from above, and each color of the rainbow holds important essences to your self-love: compassion, respect, honor, self-worth, truth, and divinity. And just feel that you're receiving all of these essences and qualities now, as this rainbow of light is just going to come in and it's going to enter straight into your heart. So open your heart like a beautiful flower. Imagine opening and just receive this rainbow of light flooding in now and just filling you out, because you just released a lot. Now we're going to fill you up, fill you with love, compassion, truth, self-respect, self-honor, self-love, all of it. And just imagine this rainbow coming in and just filling every aspect of your being. And we're going to ask that this beautiful rainbow flood your entire physical body, your entire etheric body, your entire emotional body, and your entire mental body. And let's just sit here together in silence, breathing in and out while this happens. So just breathe quietly with me for a few minutes. Keep breathing. Keep breathing just one more minute. Okay, so just let's do a few final deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose. Release. Breathe in and release. And one more. Breathe in and release. And now you can open your eyes, wiggle your fingers, your toes. You might want to stretch. That was you had a really powerful release, I hope. I hope that you really were able to let go of that which no longer serves you and to bring in more self-love. So drink a lot of water. If you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate all the feedback I'm getting, truly. If there's anything I can do to support you, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful week ahead, and I'll see you again next week. Okay, bye-bye for now.